We're Texas CASA, and we're working with visionary thinkers to explore issues in the foster care system that need fixing and propose solutions. This is The Fix.
The Texas Foster Youth Justice Project is a statewide program that provides free legal advice and assistance to current and former foster youth in Texas. What fix do I want to see? I want all foster youth to receive their identification documents by the time they turn 16. When I refer to identification documents, I'm talking about a certified birth certificate, a social security card, and an identification card or license issued by the Texas Department of Public Safety, DPS. These are documents that everyone in our society needs to function. We need them to get jobs, to rent apartments, to open a bank account, to show law enforcement, to enroll in college or take a GED test, to see a doctor, to fly on an airplane, to vote, to enter buildings, to obtain public benefits, and so much more. And our youth need these documents well before they are 18 to develop the skills critical to adulthood, including employment and managing money. When we focus on obtaining the documents early, we can be sure youth don't just have photocopies. We identify and address any problems with inconsistencies in names and spellings, and we can enlist support in locating and obtaining difficult to obtain documents. The list of DPS requirements to obtain your Texas ID or license is long and overwhelming to the best of us. Appointments are made months in advance, and our youth can't do it alone, particularly once they are out of foster care. Young adults who exit foster care without ID documents are homeless, unemployed, and find their lives on hold for many months or years. There are many laws and policies that require that CPS provide these documents to foster youth before they turn 16 years old, and to make sure they have them when they leave care as an adult. Unfortunately, too often our project finds that youth don't have the documents. At foster youth outreach events, I always ask youth who are 16 and older if they have their ID documents. Most of the time they don't. How can we fix this problem? We need CPS to update their policies and guidance. There are various materials and information out there, but much is out of date, located in separate places and conflicting. Thanks to the efforts of Texas CASA and other advocates, there was a major legislative change in 2019 to make it much easier for foster and homeless youth to obtain their licenses, IDs, and birth certificates. But much of CPS's policies and materials don't reflect these new laws. It's no wonder caseworkers often do not know how to help the foster youth get their ID documents. We need the preparation for adult living staff, PAL, to provide help when the caseworkers need navigational assistance. PAL workers should have familiarity with how the process works and be able to guide caseworkers, such as providing suggestions about what sort of documents can be used to meet DPS requirements, or letting them know the SSI coordinator for the region can obtain the Social Security card for the youth. We need CASAs, attorney ad litem and foster parents, to be checking on whether the youth has identification documents and speaking up and advocating when the youth does not. Everyone involved needs to help youth and young adults learn the basics about the safekeeping of ID documents, just as we do as parents for our own young adults. Basics such as only carrying your ID or license, secure storage of other documents, return of documents to safe storage after use with an employer, having electronic copies of both sides of the documents, and ensuring documents go with the youth when they change placements. And we need judges to be asking about the ID documents well before the youth is 16 and continuing that oversight. Court presence and participation by youth is critical at this age. If a youth is lacking document, judges should be setting short deadlines and holding court hearings sooner than 6 months to make sure all involved are taking constructive steps to obtain the documents. The Texas Foster Youth Justice Project wants to work with CPS to develop better guidance and resources, and is available to advise and assist when caseworkers and others encounter barriers and need help. It is time that all involved in our foster care system do what the law and policies have long required and take action to make sure foster youth, even those on track to permanency, have their ID documents by the time they turn 16. And that's the fix.